A very good morning to all the students of class 3 once again. We now begin with our EVS chapter 3, and as you can see on the screen, the name of this chapter is Work Around Us. Let us quickly open our books and see what this chapter is all about. Work around us. What work does your father do? Does he sit at home and do work at home? Or does he go out? Does he have a shop? Is he a doctor and an engineer, or does he go to an office? What kind of work was done by children when your grandparents were young? You must go and ask your grandparents what kind of work was done by children when they were young. You see, basically, everybody works. Even children work. Right now, this is your work time. You are studying. We can say that every person's time is divided into two parts, working time and leisure time. The time when a person spends when he works is called work time, and the time when his work gets over and he starts enjoying is called leisure time. In working time, people do many different types of work based on their talent and their interests. The work people do helps them to earn money for their living. This work is also called occupation. So in this paragraph, as you can see, there are three words that you have learned, and these three words are working time, leisure time, and occupation. So there are two things that we have, work time and leisure time. Working time when we are working and earning a living for ourselves. Leisure time when we are not doing our work. And what is occupation? The work that people do to earn money is called occupation. Working outside. To earn money and provide services, people work in many ways. For example, as you can see on the pictures on the screen, they work as farmers, they work as कारपेंटर्स, कॉबलर्स. कारपेंटर्स कौन होते हैं? हाँ, जो लकड़ी का काम करते हैं. फार्मर्स जो खेती बाड़ी करते हैं. कॉबलर्स जो हमारे शूज बनाते हैं या उनको ठीक करते हैं. पेंटर्स, पोर्टर्स, पोर्टर्स कूली होते हैं जो हमारा सामान उठाते हैं. हॉकर्स, हॉकर्स जो रेड़ी में सामान बेचते हैं, जैसे वेजिटेबल सेलर्स होते हैं. वेंडर्स यानी कि शॉपकीपर्स. लेबरर्स यानी कि मजदूर. डॉक्टर्स, नर्सेस, टीचर्स, लॉयर्स, डांसर्स, राइटर्स, केमिस्ट, इंजीनियर्स, पुलिसमैन, बेकर, मेसन जो घर बनाते हैं, प्लम्बर जो हमारे नलके ठीक करते हैं, मैकेनिक जो हमारी गाड़ियां ठीक करते हैं, सामान ठीक करते हैं, फ्लोरिस्ट जो फूल बेचते हैं, स्वीपर्स जो झाड़ू पोछा मारते हैं, बार्बर्स जो हमारे बाल काटते हैं, ग्रोसर्स जो हमें ग्रोसरी का सामान बेचते हैं यानी कि घर का सामान, टेलर्स जो हमारे कपड़े स्टिच करते हैं, एंड सो ऑन. Now look at these people doing different kinds of work. So you can see that there are many different types of people doing many different types of occupations, right? Let us move on. These people work together to make our life comfortable and our society a better place to live in. It is important to keep in mind that every work is important. ये बहुत ज़रूरी चीज़ है बच्चों, एंड इस चीज़ को हमें ज़रूर समझ लेना चाहिए. कोई भी काम छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता. In English, there is a very important phrase which is called dignity of labor, which means that we must always respect each and every person who works. It doesn't matter what work that person does. There is no work which is small and no work which is great. I'll give you an example. Once upon a time, the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, was invited to a college as a chief guest. Now, he came 5 or 10 minutes before time. So nobody came to know that he has already reached that college. People started looking here and there. आखिर गांधी जी गए कहाँ? And do you know what he was doing? He saw a man washing utensils in the kitchen all alone. The kitchen was full of utensils. So Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, he removed his slippers and he went inside and he started washing utensils with that man. Everybody was surprised and they said, Gandhiji, you are the chief guest. What are you doing? Gandhiji said, so what? No work is small. This work is equally important. We should never consider any work or any person as small. You must have enjoyed the story. Let us continue with the chapter. Work at home. Now, these days, this is a very common phrase. This is the time of coronavirus, and the whole world is working from home. Work from home is called household work or domestic work. There are different types of work that people have to do when they are at home. So, for example, um, cooking, cleaning the house, dusting the house, laundry. What is laundry? Laundry is washing clothes. Gardening, that means giving water to plants. Shopping for groceries and paying bills are a few things which are done by home, either by one family member or another. In olden days, women used to do all the household work, but now men and women divide the work at home equally. In most families, fathers go out to work and earn the money. These days, even mothers go out of the home and earn money. And fathers, in return, also help with the household work. You can look at these pictures where mama is cooking, father is getting the vegetables, and both mother and father are teaching the child. In some families where both go for work, they hire some people to do some household work for them. These are called domestic workers. Domestic workers are people who do household work for a family. In return, they get some money. Some common domestic workers are maids, a female domestic worker who cleans the house and utensils, a cook who cooks in the house, a gardener who takes care of the garden and the plants, a sweeper who sweeps the house, a driver who drives the car, a security guard who guards the house. We now move on to a very emotional part of this chapter. This is a part, children, where I want you to understand and feel. You see, we are very lucky people. We are sitting at home. We are here studying from one of the best schools. It's an English medium school. We are reading from such fantastic books. However, that is not the case with all the children. There are many children who have to work and earn money because they are very poor. Their parents are very poor. You learned about orphans in the last chapter. Many of these children are orphans. They don't have their mother and father, so they have to work. We must understand the condition and the problems that these children face. These children are often seen in big cities doing work in construction sites. You can see this picture. This little girl is mopping the floor in a house. This is known as child labor. When you make a small child do the work of a labor, it is called child labor. These children work in houses, farms, in dhabas, in workshops, in motor or auto repair workshops, in beedi manufacturing units. They sell things on footpath. They will do anything to earn money for their family. Now, this is not good. These children deserve to be children. Children are there to be loved, to be pampered. They are not there to cook food and do household work or earn money. These children never get to play. So their life becomes very, very difficult. What can we do for such children? The first thing that we must understand is that child labor is banned and it is illegal for anybody to hire children below 14 years as laborers. There are many international organizations. This is a very important part of this chapter. These organizations like UNICEF, which is United Nations Children Emergency Fund, Children Relief and You, which is CRY, International Labor Organization, Salam Balak Trust, etc. These uh, special organizations look after the rights of the children and help them to fight against child labor. Our country has introduced free and compulsory education. Like all children below 14 years of age don't have to pay any fees in government schools to study. In many countries, it has been made compulsory for even child to attend school to get basic education. So it's compulsory in many countries for the children to go to school. Good schools have been opened across India to ensure that nobody remains illiterate. Here is an interesting fact. In India too, it is now compulsory for every child to go to school. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is a government program that helps give free education, bags, books, uniforms, and even midday meals to children going to school. We must consider the problems of child labor sympathetically. We must understand the need to protect child labor from being forced to work in hazardous conditions. I hope by the end of this chapter, you would have been able to understand all the things that are mentioned in this box. In working time, people do different kinds of things to work to earn money. Many people work outside from homes. These works are paid. People do their own work at home. These works are unpaid. A domestic worker is a person who does the household work for others, family. They work for wages. Some children do not go to regular school as they have to work to earn money for their family. Several steps have been taken by India and many organizations like UNICEF, CRY, and ELO to put an end to child labor. In India and other countries, it is compulsory now for every child below 14 years of age to go to school. I hope you have understood the chapter clearly. With this, I come to an end for this chapter. Have a good day.